Hi dear students, welcome to Social Science online class. In our previous class, we have discussed about the Indian Constituent Assembly and the preamble to the Constitution. In this session, we will learn about salient features of our Constitution. Our Indian Constitution is a unique constitution. It is the largest written liberal democratic constitution in the world. From 26th January 1950, our constitution has been successfully guiding to the path and progress of our country. The salient features of our constitutions are as follows. First one, written and lengthy constitution. Our constitution is in written form. The powers and functions of the organs of the government like the legislature, executive and judiciary have been delineated in the constitution. Fundamental rights, duties, directive principles of state policy, such all are in the written form. Originally, our constitution consisted of 22 chapters, 8 schedules, and 395 articles. Later, after many amendments, it has become a lengthy constitution with 25 chapters, 12 schedules, and 465 articles. Partially flexible and partially rigid constitution. Our constitution is flexible and rigid constitution. The constitution, which can be easily amended, is called flexible or simple constitution. Constitutions that have special procedures for amendment are called rigid or complicated constitutions. Our constitution is either too flexible nor too rigid. Parliamentary form of government. Union of legislature is called parliament. Our constitution provides for a parliamentary form of government. The sovereign power of the nation is vested in the elected parliament. The executive is responsible to the legislature at the central and state level. The cabinet shall be in power as long as it enjoys the confidence of the legislature. As soon as the parliament loses the confidence of the legislature, it has to resign. Republican system. The constitution has declared India a republic. The head of the country is directly elected by the citizens. In India, the president is the constitutional head of the state and he is elected. Federal system. Our constitution provides for a federal system of government because our country consists of different languages, caste, races, and geographical regions. Administrative powers are shared by the central and state governments. There are three lists in which the power of the government is divided between state and central government. They are central list, state list, and concurrent list. In the central list, we have 100 subjects. The main subjects of the union list are defense, foreign affairs, currency and coinage, war and peace, atomic energy, national resources, railways, post and telegram, citizenship, navigation and shipping, foreign trade. The state list has 61 subjects. The subject like public order, police, state court fees, public health and sanitation, hospitals and dispensaries, pilgrimage within India, relief of disabled and unemployed, libraries, communications, agriculture, animal husbandry, water supply, irrigations and canals, fisheries, road passengers tax. Such comes under state list. The concurrent list has 52 subjects. The important among them are population control and family planning, trade unions, education, labor welfare, inland shipping and navigation, food stuff, price control, stamp duties, marriage and divorce, transfer of property other than agricultural land. Fundamental rights. Rights are the privileges given to the citizens for their progress and development. The rights that the Constitution has given to the people are called fundamental rights. No law of any government, central or state, or any organization can deny these rights. If the fundamental rights are taken away or endangered, the citizens can directly appeal to the High Court or Supreme Court. These rights are listed in the third part of the Constitution. Fundamental duties. Duties are our responsibilities towards our country. 11 fundamental duties have been delineated in the A part of the fourth chapter under the clause 51A of our Constitution through the 86th Amendment to the Constitution in 2002. It has been made a duty of parents to provide compulsory education to their children aged between 6 to 14 years. This is the 11th duty mentioned in the Constitution. Directive Principles of State Policy. Directive Principles of State Policy have been incorporated in the fourth schedule of our Constitution. These principles have been adopted from the Irish Constitution. They are the basis for the establishment of social and economic equality. They are the basic principles required for the administration of the country. The government cannot be questioned by the Court of Justice if it does not implement directive principles, because they are the guideline given to the government. When the government frame new laws, it should pay attention to these principles. Independent and centralized judiciary system. Our judiciary is independent and centralized. Our court have the authority to give bold judgment in order to protect the rights of people. Neither the legislature nor the executive has the right to interfere with the working of judiciary. The Supreme Court is the highest court in our country, and all the high courts and subordinate courts function under the Supreme Court. Single citizenship. The Constitution makes provisions for single citizenship in order to curb narrow-minded provincialism and promote nationalism. The citizens of this country have the same rights irrespective of their place of birth or residence. The legislature possesses the power to frame rules in this matter. Adult franchisee. In a democracy, every citizen has a right to vote. Right of voting is the essence of democracy. All the people who have completed the age of 18 years are extended the voting right in India, irrespective of caste, creed, race, religion, language and sex. They can cast their vote during time of election. We call it is universal adult franchisee system. According to the 61st Amendment, that came into force in 1989, the age of eligibility for voting was reduced from 21 to 18 years. When a number of candidates contest elections, selection of a good candidate is not an easy task. The citizens have to choose a good person who is loyal and service minded and devoted to the public cause. Voters should not come under the influence of money, muscle power, caste, race, religion, etc. Adult franchise system helps to ascertain the opinion of the people. It provides opportunity to the various sections of society to know public problems and to take interest in public welfare. The Constitution provides for adult franchisee. All citizens above 18 years of age may exercise their right to vote. It symbolizes the sovereign, absolute power of the people. Bicameral legislature. The central legislature is called Parliament. The Parliament consists of two houses, namely lower house and upper house. Lower house is called Lok Sabha and the upper house is called Rajya Sabha. Party system. A group of people who hold a common opinion and control the government for such a purpose is called a political party. Political parties are the pillars of a democracy. There are single, double and multi-party arrangements. Single party system is not acceptable in a democracy. In China, we can find a single party system. There is bi-party system in England and the USA. In France and India, we have a multi-party system. Political parties act as a link between the people and the government. They shape public opinion. They create views about the government among the people by explaining their stand on various policies of the government. The party which wins the majority of vote in the general election becomes the ruling party, whereas the rest will be the opposition parties. There are minor political parties and independent parties that can support either the ruling or the opposition party. The ruling and opposition parties should respect the views of each other. The duty of opposition is always to caution the ruling government by pointing out its defect. When a ruling party loses the confidence of the House, the opposition party should be able to form the government. Public opinion is very important for the smooth functioning of democracy. A political party which respects public opinion generally wins the election.